Hello everyone, my name is Abigail Giles and today I'll be presenting my research on the effects of change detection on children's retroactive memory. I completed my research in the UNCG Psychology Department, specifically in the Development and Understanding of Children's Knowledge Duck Lab, under the advisement of Dr. Stuart Markovich. Retroactive memory refers to how new learning can affect someone's ability to recall older information. Interference is when new learning disrupts one's ability to recall older memories, and facilitation is when new learning provides increased ability to understand or recall previous learned information. My project examined if detecting a change amid pieces of information that did in fact change can improve children's memory for primary information. In other words, does change detection provide facilitation? There has been evidence replicated across multiple adult studies to support the theory that change detection does provide facilitation. This is now called the Memory for Change Framework, Wahlheim and Jacoby 2013. It demonstrates how interference effects can be reduced. A main goal of my study is to examine if the Memory for Change framework applies to children. 32 4-year-olds and 26 6-year-olds were tested in this experiment for a total N of 58. The design used a 2, age 4 versus 6 by 3, item type control versus repeated versus changed, with item type being the repeated measure. This experiment featured 3 phases in a fixed order: home, then park, then test. During the home phase, participants viewed 32 pre-randomized items, 8 repeated item types, 8 controlled item types, and 16 changed item types. During the park phase, participants viewed 24 pre-randomized items, 8 repeated item types, and 16 changed item types. Note that children were unaware of which item type they were viewing. Here you can view examples of the item types. The controlled item types were animal toy associations that were only presented at home. Repeated item types were animal toy associations that stayed consistent across both home and park. And changed item types are animal toy associations that changed between the 2 locations. Participants were asked if a change in pair was recognized between the 2 locations. In the example below, you see, at the park, the giraffe likes to play with the drums. In this example, the child would be asked, did the giraffe like to play with something different at home? If the child responded yes, this was assumed that they detected a change between the 2 locations. Participants were also tested on their recognition for all 36 original pairs. In the following example, the child would be asked, at home, did the giraffe like to play with the drums or the ball? I predicted that changed item types would elicit the lowest performance due to interference effects. I also predicted that based on the Memory for Change framework, performance for changed item types would increase as change detection increased. Furthermore, I predicted that 6-year-olds would have better performance across all item types, and specifically that they would have increased performance for changed item types because they would be better at detecting change. Here, the means and standard deviations for the primary variables are displayed. A mixed ANOVA was employed using age as the between subjects variable and item type as the within subjects variable. The ANOVA revealed a main effect of age such that across all item types, 6-year-olds outperformed 4-year-olds. The ANOVA also revealed a main effect of item type. The post hoc Tukey test revealed no statistically significant effect between the repeated and control item types. The changed item types differed significantly from both the repeated and controlled item types. To reveal how change detection affected the recall accuracy of changed item types, I plan to sort recall performance for these item types based on whether or not the child detected a change, then employ a mixed ANOVA. However, 28 participants detected a change every time for all changed item types. I predicted, based on the Memory for Change framework, that these individuals would have the highest average rate of accuracy. Therefore, it was necessary to use a statistical approach that accounted for these participants. I took a conservative conservative approach and used an independent samples t-test to compare average rates of accuracy for changed item types. This revealed that participants that detected a change were more accurate than those that did not, but the difference was not statistically significant. 28 children detected change in every instance they viewed a changed item type, confirming that children understood the change detection measure and were attentive during the test phase. In addition, we know from the results that children do experience interference effects, as changed item types were statistically different from both the repeated and controlled item types. Although the independent samples t-test did not yield significant results, perhaps using an alternative statistical approach to fill in the missing gaps of the data would yield significant results. I'd like to conclude with acknowledging and thanking Dr. Stuart Markovich and Dr. Chris Wahlheim for their assistance on this project, as well as graduate student Sydney Garlitch. I'd also like to thank the Duck Lab research assistants and children, families, and preschools willing to participate.